What? I didn't even hear you. Okay. Yeah, it's been a long time. And by the way, since there's nobody watching right now, why don't you quickly run out and share the link somewhere? We'll wait. Just kidding.
Yeah,
But, yeah, go out and share the link somewhere. Each one of you, grab it, go out, boom. Not on your Facebook page, okay, but like somewhere where other people. Well, unless you're really famous on your, yeah.
Rainbow. Yeah, share it with the people over the rainbow.
Yeah. So we thought we would finally start. Are you talking? But your voice was moving, but I didn't hear any words. Say it again.
Oh my God! Come on.
Is your computer back up and running yet? Uh-oh. Wow. She always has these excuses. It's weird, everybody. Like, okay, we're doing.
It's not true, Laya.
Except
you're jacked.
Except you're on. I mean, I guess you wouldn't be. Hey, my computer broke. I can't do a show. You're still on the show, right?
I am. It's totally. It's gone. I don't know what happened. It was fine. Can't reach this page. Your IP could not be found. No pages. No nothing.
Oh, it's your internet then. Can you? Why don't your computer's good, but why don't you redo your router really quick? Like just reboot your internet. Well, then you.
Yeah.
Yeah, do that. Try that real quick.
I'll try that.
I think that's usually the answer on something like that. So hold on a second.
Sides gray.
I like her other mic better, don't you guys?
Oh man.
Not the phone one. Well, how you guys doing? Yeah, it's a lot of this Idaho 4 murder case is crazy. Absolutely nuts. You know, definitely don't come across ones like, especially one with 4 murders that's not solved right away. That's not really that common. You know, like it would be, oh, it's so obvious, and I wonder if it'll turn out to be the obvious theories from the beginning, but. Right now, they don't seem to be thinking that. I mean, you got the FBI agents there, 50 of them, right?
Oof.
I mean,
what are your thoughts? What do you think happened if you had to be sworn? Say, I think it was this. What would it be?
Well, I think it's somebody that. Well, the longer it takes, though, the more you think it's something just crazy, like a serial killer type person. But my main thought is that it's somebody who was interested in one of the girls, and but for those other people, he thinks he would have been with her, right? He blames the rest of them, and there's a lot of rage and anger, and goes in there and kills them all. But then it's just so crazy that 4 people got killed, not just 2 maybe that were in the same room, but then 4 people. It seems like they were all killed intentionally. What about you? What do you think?
I agree. I've been following it very closely, but it's so strange to me, just like the dad said, well, he didn't need to go upstairs unless one of those girls was the target, right? Why kill the people on the second floor? You know, I keep thinking maybe one of those 2 were awake and they caught him as he was going upstairs, or they saw him going upstairs and he got nervous. So he killed them and then he went up to his target. Or, yeah, that's the only thing I can say, because why go upstairs?
Yeah, I made a video that had 3 different routes you could take. And the one that won was sliding glass door, Maddie, then Maddie's room, and then Xana and Ethan, then out the sliding door. There's people that think he went out the front door because somebody said it was open at 8:30, but that didn't win. And why would you go out the front door either as well? I mean, like, it's sort of like, hey, everybody. Wouldn't you sneak back out the back? What's that?
The neighbor did. It was open, right?
Yeah, they just said it was open at 8:30, but that doesn't mean anything. I mean, it could have been one of the roommates opened the door, even though they say we don't know. The thing about the roommates, the 2 roommates that lived, we don't know anything They say that they got home at 1 and they woke up late in the late morning or in the morning sometime. Well, I think there's a hell of a lot more to it because originally they said that the roommates, they said to people that there was a lot of noise, so we locked our doors. We thought it was like partying or something. Okay, so there was a hell of a lot more that they heard and witnessed throughout that night, in my opinion. I think they may have even seen something. And
It survived?
yeah, and they're not going to tell us that because that puts them in danger. They haven't caught the person.
Also true. Yeah, you're right. Hmm.
I mean, but here's the thing: the ones that survive, all they say is they got home at 1 and woke up in the morning. That's just
Right.
leaving out a lot of stuff, right? I mean, because here's the thing. Let me show you this picture right here. Like in this one, this is my little 3D model here. But if you take, let me just, well, let's just over here. That doesn't work very good. If I take off this roof, jeez, I have to say, I always, I always say roof, okay, like a damn dog. All right.
Rough.
Oops. There we go. So this is Xana and Ethan's room, and basically what you do is you come in. There's a set of stairs right when you come through this door right here. There's a set of stairs that come up, and you take a hard U-turn, and then you would go into, if you came in through that way, into Xana and Ethan's room. Oh, look at that! I have
Mm-hmm.
I have the wrong texture map stuck on there. It's a light switch. But anyways, look where this bed is. See this bed, and by the way, the blood that you see outside was right here. So that it just shows you that I think that's the only place you could put a bed in that room because it would block the door anywhere else in the closet. And so it's either over like this or exactly how I have it. And there's a whole bunch of blood that dripped out. Now people say it wasn't, but man, you look at that, there's almost no way. The roommate downstairs is right below that room. I mean, look at this. If you could,
Right.
I mean, I'm just looking up. There's no way they didn't hear something, that roommate. Right? I mean, is there any chance really? I mean, it's like you got a battle for your life, and Xana has defensive wounds. That means she's screaming and yelling and then, you know.
That's what. How could they, if there are defensive wounds, which they're saying there are? How do you not? Of course, you screamed at least once before, you fought back in some way. So something happened.
Yeah, and then the early stories were, I mean, the roommates said that they heard screaming and yelling, but just thought it was people partying. I don't really believe that, though. I think they locked her. I think it was sort of in between in their heads, like, God, that sounds, it could be partying. Then they lock their doors and they're sort of asleep. They finally maybe sleep a little bit. And then when they get up in the morning, one of them kind of goes, God, and goes up and walks up to the top of these stairs right here. So just pretend like, just kind of picture walking up these stairs right here and then looking around, and maybe Ethan's out here. He tried to and he's on the ground, and she says, Ethan, and he doesn't move, so then thinks he passed out. Because law enforcement said the word passed out was associated with one of the victims who died on the second floor that had looked like they passed out. And they keep saying that. The narrative hasn't changed. Even though the story is, one of the roommates passed out, and that's why they called in. I don't know. I'm kind of... It's weird how there's different narratives out there. Although not really. We see that in every case, right?
Well, yes, but there's so many, it seems, in this case. Now you've got the 4chan guy and the Reddit people and all of these other people, and nobody knows anything for sure at all. It
Yeah.
seems like a lot of speculation to be part of the story.
Now this is the one, I think this is the one where you come through the sliding glass door and then up the stairs like this, and then that's Kaylee's room. Apparently she wasn't in there. And then this one right here has Madison and Kaylee both in it, and then both were killed. And then he goes back down the stairs apparently, then through that there's a little opening that goes to floor 2A. Those are the stairs right above the other roommate, right? I mean, this room is. So once you open this room here, that bed is right above the roommate below, and then the killer likely. Well, this is the version I did where he went down the stairs and went out the front door. But anyways.
Hmm. It's scary though. Four people, no real suspect except maybe the guy in the white car or the person in the white car, and then that's it. There's nothing. I mean, unless there is, and they're trying to keep it quiet.
Yeah. Well, here's what I think is possible because they really know about this white car. They say it was there. You know, like they know the white vehicle was there. So if you look at on Google Earth right here, this house right here has a surveillance camera on it, and I'll show you. We'll move one up. Yeah, I'll go here. And then if you zoom in, this light, that's a light, when this picture was taken on October 21st, is now a Ring doorbell. That light right there, they screwed in a Ring doorbell camera there. Okay, so that camera, and an interesting thing is I wasn't sure last night at first, but so let's see. This is their house. The house that they were murdered in is right there. This is that house that I just showed you with the Ring doorbell camera. As a matter of fact, maybe, well, I'll put that there later. But if there was a white car that drove by right here, that Elantra that they're mentioning, the only place it could be is in here or here. There's no way out. Okay, so if I drew a line like this area right here it's all sealed in. So you can't drive out somewhere else or something. Like this is a dead end right here, this road, right? So if the car was parked where this car is, the white one, and it drove out, it would drive right by that building. If it was parked over here, it can't get out this way. There's little barricades and like right there. See, there's a wall there. So you can't go like this and out. So you're basically, let's see if I go like this. I mean, this whole area is like you're trapped in there. The only way out is right there, that little opening. Right here.
So that's probably where they got the information from the camera.
Yeah, so, but it's either the camera or what if also it was sort of verified, and this would be kind of freaky, if the person who drove Madison and Kaylee home at 2:56, when they drove by that same camera, and then they pulled in, was there an actual vehicle parked in the lot that was white that they didn't recognize?
That's a thought.
And then it'd be weird because that would mean the killer might have been in there at almost the same time that Xana and Ethan were there, and maybe, we don't know that Madison and Kaylee saw Ethan and Xana during that between 1:45 and 1:56.
Right.
So what if they were actually killed already, and the killer waited around in that room for like an hour, waiting for the other two to go to sleep or something, and then I don't know.
Get out. You'd have to have a grudge against all four then, for whatever strange reason.
Well, that was what I was saying earlier, is that the person blames those four for the reason, but for those roommates, this girl would have loved me. I'm so much better than, my original theory was the boyfriend of one of the two girls. I have it still, the video's still out there, but it's actually, Kaylee's, but.
Somebody mentioned hazing, that a couple of the sororities and fraternities were in trouble for hazing that several of the four belonged to. Mm-hmm. What if, some hazing can get really, really bad. Maybe, and I've read a lot, and you know me, I definitely don't victim blame, but I have read a lot that some weirdos, and they could just be trolls, but they were saying that they were really mean girls.
Oh, the mean girls?
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, but that could be could be an internet troll. Yeah. Just saying.
So there's people doing videos right now on this guy that was killed he died, he drowned accidentally in a creek, and they're all trying to make it seem like there was a bullying incident, and so that would be, there you go, the mean girls, and this person was bullied, and they actually killed themselves, but they covered it up. Okay, don't buy any of that crap. People do videos like that for pure, because it just creates content and pure sensationalism. It was ruled. What's that?
A lot of that in this case.
Oh yeah, this one's just, I think it's one of the biggest cases that's been around for a long time, and it's just everybody's trying to come up with a new angle to discuss, and
I've mostly stayed away. I did the one video, but only because I feel like there's not enough information yet. The police are doing a good job holding it close, but you do have Steve, the dad, who's releasing information.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe the article, or?
Yeah, well, let's see. I think from yesterday's show, let me see. I think I have the two. Oh yeah, Olivia. So there's an article out there, and then one of the sister of Kaylee, one of Steve's other daughters, said, "I hate to make the post, but unfortunately this reporter got bad information. We're also working with our lawyer to get this removed." They're talking about the Fox News article. And man, I don't know. I think that's just, the father's been just saying whatever comes to his mind, and it matches what he's been saying. And in the article it says let's see. The father of slain University of Idaho student Kaylee Goncalves told Fox News Digital that the victims had big open gouges. So it's victims that were clearly the work of a sadistic male, and called police cowards for not sharing more with the public. And I didn't really understand what he was saying about cowards, but I get it later. Like, the university doesn't want to affect their enrollment and people coming back and making money, so they're not putting out all of the information.
Did you see that they put out their, each year you do a why come to this school thing? They put it out like last week, and it's just so happy.
Come to this school. It's phenomenal. Other than the murders we have here, it's freaking great.
Yeah.
Sleep comfortably in your bed. Well, except for if somebody breaks in. But I tell you what, other than that, it's just, forget it. What a stupid.
It was bad. It's not good.
Yeah. She said, "Sir, I don't think they were stabs. I think stabs is the right word. It was like tears. Like, this was a strong weapon, not like a stab. She said these were big open gouges. She said it was quick. These weren't something where you were going to be able to call 911. So what I think is he told a reporter this stuff, and they went forward with it because it's such big news, and that's all news is about. What was the other big parts down here? They may have individually died from the exact same thing, being stabbed, but there are more details. They're not even close to matching. The knife slashed open Kaylee Goncalves' liver and lungs, he said. That's crazy.
Awful.
Said that there was like a big battle downstairs, it also mentions. These links are in the description. I got outraged by them not just coming out and saying this was a woman or a man, because they should know by the amount of strength it took to deliver the injuries. They're just being cowards. There are girls walking around the street right now that deserve to know. They should be looking out for a sadistic male. Well, I think everybody knows that it's a male. Like, I mean, is there anybody that goes, "Oh, I think it's an East German, like shot-putting woman who just happened to be on the scene"? It's pretty obvious. Don't you think?
Yeah, I'm going to go with no. I think that everybody knows it's a guy. And I also can feel Steve's passion. He's a very alpha guy, and this is ridiculous at this point. He wants to understand what the hell's going on. Mm-hmm. Why haven't they found anybody? What is going on? And he wants more information, and they can't give it to him. So that's got to be extremely frustrating.
Yeah, I think I'd be exactly the same way as he is.
I'm gonna bet you would be.
I would be though. It's just like it's hard to just sit
I know.
around, really. Just yeah, don't tell me anything. We're just gonna sit here. Forget it.
Wait and wait and wait while everybody and their mother are speculating on it.
Mm-hmm.
No, that
Yeah.
would drive me nuts.
How about how's your computer doing?
Not, I've restarted it 4 times and I unplugged the network and plugged it back in. I'm hardwired and it's still not working. I
Oh
have no
man,
idea.
jeez, that's wild. All right. Let's see. There's some updates up here, but you want to just wait? I think we could just go to the. I mean, this is their most recent one. It came.
Like,
I can't hear you sometimes. It's weird. I think when I'm talking, I can't hear you at all. You completely get wiped out.
oh my God.
I'd like it if you could interject over my face. Just ah.
That doesn't sound right, Greg.
Yeah, that didn't sound like it didn't sound good at all. It
People
sounded
are
really bad. Now here comes the new clip.
so funny.
It's going to be used as a clip now. Yeah.
I, that's my Twitter troll, though. I've never had a Twitter troll. I'm kind of impressed.
Yeah,
Now,
it's crazy out there. Let's see. So
Well, let me read anything. I can see it on my other phone.
you can't read it?
I can if you want me to read
Oh
something.
yeah,
I
yeah.
can.
Why don't you read? Let's see. Well, but you could just go right here. Start right here. This is the updates from yesterday, 13th, or today
Right.
actually. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Okay. 1 month after the murders took place, investigators continue to piece together what happened in the hours leading up to the crime in order to determine who is responsible. This while asking the public to stay focused on the official facts released by the Moscow Police Department. Over the past 4 weeks, rumors and speculation has led members of the public to provide tips based on the rumors rather than official information provided about the case. The public is reminded that tips should be provided to the Moscow Homicide Tip Line, which is now routed to the National something tip line, I can't see that word, to gather, prioritize,
FBI.
and distribute tips to investigators. Callers need to use the 208-883-7180 number and not send tips to the Moscow Police Department. The FBI tip line takes calls regarding other reports, so please be patient during your call. And then it explains what you should do.
Yeah,
And,
people can see it on the screen.
so screwed up that they have to come out and say, don't call with internet rumors.
Hey, did you
God.
hear about the guy? So that's what people are going to be doing shows on today. Is the guy that drowned in water that has nothing to do with anything. Okay.
No.
I mean, wow. So let's see. Somebody's brother died drowning because somebody bullied them, but then they went and killed 4 people for revenge. I mean, what a joke. Give me a break.
Rumors can have affected the families of the victims, friends, and fellow students. In some cases, this has led to harassing and threatening behavior towards potentially involved parties. Anyone engaging in threats or harassment, whether in person, online, or otherwise, needs to understand that they could be subjecting themselves to criminal charges. Y'all are going to jail.
Yeah.
Allowed to do that.
See, it's threats and harassing. See, I don't think it's bad. Like, you can theorize on something and say, I think this might be what happened. It's when you just keep, like, this is the killer. Everybody look at it, and then everybody starts bugging them and messaging them, and that's when it goes overboard.
Yeah.
Let like the thing is, why not just let the people that you watch do all the trying to communicate instead of like going out and attacking and harassing people on your own. It's just sort of it's weird, I don't know.
Over and over and over in so many cases. And you would think that by this point, people would have learned that this is really a bad way to do it. But in this case, at least the police have a backbone, and they're saying, hey,
Yeah.
you're subjecting yourself to being arrested or being in trouble. And hopefully they do something and make an example out of somebody. I really hope that they do.
Oh, it'd be awesome.
Well, I hope it's not you.
Well, but I haven't done that. I did it. I had a theory on one of the boyfriend of Kaylee at one point, and I said this is a theory, and it might not even be true at all. So I did it, and I didn't even say, I just said his name, and I didn't show his face or anything. Okay, so the thing is I didn't say his last name either, and there's like 19 people with the same first name that he has in the case. So other than that, I mean, that's not harassing and bullying anybody. That's just literally coming up with a theory. It's the people that are just online stalking people over and over and over again. That's who they're talking about.
Right. It's gotten bad again.
The investigation continues with the same amount of resources. Moscow Police Department, they have 6 detectives. Even if you don't believe that Moscow Police Department is good, they have 6 detectives, 5 support staff, and a communications team. That doesn't sound very much. However, let's look at the next part. The FBI has 46 investigators in Moscow and located throughout the United States, 2 behavior analysis unit investigators, and then the Idaho State Police, which is probably an awesome, the state police are always really good, have 13 investigators, 15 uniformed troopers assisting with community patrols, and ISP forensic services. So I think it must be Idaho State Police Forensic Service. As previously reported, a 2011 and 2013 Hyundai Elantra. I always say Hyundai, but it's not. It's like Hyundai Elantra, right? Something like that. How would you say it?
Hyundai?
Hyundai, you said. Okay. Investigators would like to thank the community and public for recent information provided about that very same vehicle and the spike in tips. The FBI is, and somebody said, why don't they give out the VIN number? And I'm like, what are you talking about? If they had the VIN number, they would know what vehicle it was. Somebody actually sent me an email on that. I mean, that's what I'm saying, man. That person served on a jury at some point. It's amazing. The FBI is prioritizing and vetting those tips for use in the investigation. The public is asked to continue to use the tip line to report any information about the vehicle. Detectives remain interested in speaking with the occupants. I think they believe that the occupant or occupants of that vehicle are the killer in this case. I do. I don't think they're just doing this massive search around the country to get hey, did you see anything? I mean, ridiculous, right? So it says, detectives remain interested in speaking with the occupants of a white 2011 Hyundai Elantra with an unknown license plate. Tips and leads have led investigators to look for additional information about this vehicle being in the immediate area of King Road residence during the early morning hours of November 13th. Investigators believe the occupants of this vehicle may have critical information to share regarding this case. If you know or if you know of or own a vehicle matching this description, or know of anyone who may have been driving the vehicle on the days preceding the day of the murders, please forward that information to the tip line. And the dog's barking because I got something delivered to the door. They always seem to know what to deliver. Wait, what was that?
He's very, very excited.
Okay, I'm going to let you read the this next page while I go grab whatever the hell that was. All right.
Sure. I'm going to turn it and enlarge it and do all the things here. All right. 2011, 2013 Hyundai Elantra. Investigators would like to thank the community and public for recent information. What the hell are you doing? Okay, he's scrolling. Never mind. I'm a little behind here. Okay. Investigative timeline. On the evening of November 12th, Kaylee, Madison were at a local bar called the Corner Club at 202 North Main Street, downtown Moscow, between 10 p.m. and 1:30 a.m. on the 13th. At approximately 1:40 a.m., Kaylee and Madison were seen on video at a local food vendor called the Grub Truck at 318 South Main Street, and used a private party for a ride home from downtown to arrive at their 1122 King Road residence around 1:56
Okay,
a.m.
let's show the so the corner club is right here.
Mhm.
Okay, so they were there until what was it, 1:40? They said something like that. It looks like a exotic dancer building. I mean, there isn't one. Look, I mean, do you ever see normal buildings that don't have one single window on them at all? I mean, look at
Well,
that.
you know.
There isn't one. Okay, look. So, anyways, that's what I think it used to be or something. But apparently, that's where people hang out. And then they must have gone down that street right there. So, well, let me get the orient it right. There's a corner club. And then, oh yeah, right? So they just went straight from the corner club down Main Street. Right here is where the Grub Truck was parked. And it was right here. And it was like basically right where this red truck is, and they were buying food, and then after they bought food, they waited for their food kind of over in this area. And then after that, both Madison and Kaylee kind of went around like this and got into some car out here. And the guy that was with them, he walked straight, yeah, the hoodie guy walked down like this, took a right, and then over in that area is where there's a lot of cars that you can park your car. I'll show you. So see right over here. So he took a right, and then maybe he was just parked over here somewhere. Looks like a good place to park if you're going to hang out downtown, you know. And then after that, Kaylee and Madison got a ride from somebody, and they got home at right here at 1:56. I had 1:59 because that's what the family was saying. But at 1:56 right here, probably seen on that camera as it pulled in like this. And that's how they know. Okay.
Yep.
So, okay. And then during that same time, Xana and Ethan were at a party right here at the Sigma Chi house from like 9 until 1:45. And I think it's interesting that police are still wanting to know exactly their whereabouts that whole time. And like, how did they not know? I mean, if you're at this party, people at the party would be saying, oh yeah, there's so-and-so and so-and-so, right? But they got home at 1:45.
But didn't Xana's dad say that at midnight he spoke to her and she was at home?
I don't know if I think I remember something like that. I just don't remember the exact time he said. Didn't he give a specific time?
I thought he said around midnight.
He might not have known if she was at home. I mean, would she have said I'm home? I mean, look how close that is. That's kind of home. I mean, it's. I mean, you're literally
hanging out. They were just hanging out at home. That's what they were doing. They were hanging out at home.
Yeah. Huh. Well, that's interesting. But the law enforcement says we believe they got home around 1. So there's no information. I'm not sure. I think it might even be the roommates that heard something at 1:45 that give them that time frame.
Mm.
Because they would know for certain, right? If they went by that camera. But here's the thing: the normal way to go is probably a walk like this, and there's this little path that goes up right to the apartment, right here. I can't really see it from that angle, but there's this little path actually that goes up right here, and I'll show you where it comes out because you can see that. Right here, see how there's this path and then the steps?
Yeah.
And that literally, I mean, look, there's the house that they blew out, but it's wild. And it's crazy, right?
I don't understand it. How can 6 people be in the house, then 4 people are dead, 1 person had defensive wounds for sure, and nobody knows anything about anything?
They might know. See, here's the thing: is I think the 2 surviving roommates have given them way more information. It's just not leading to anything. They could have even seen somebody and described them, and they just don't know who that person is. You know, it's like, and then it's weirder Because how did you not know who they were? Because it seems like this person would have known. Okay, go ahead.
They waited 58 a.m. to call the police. So my thinking is, if they were killed sometime early a.m., 3 to 5, somewhere in there, doors open at 8 something, so maybe they left the door open the night before, because, well, or they could have gotten up, walked around, had coffee, ate breakfast, chit-chatted. But then why did the police say that they didn't wake up until late in the morning?
Well, 11:58 was when the call was made, but I think that she started texting her friends way before that. Like, oh my God, there's something really weird here. Because you know how when you're in college, you don't really want to... Getting the police is like a big, major thing all of a sudden. Like, you might get a hold of your friends first, like, hey, you know.
Yeah, that's true. They did have all the friends over there. I mean... And if they weren't physically looking at the bodies, because that's the whole thing. So they call their friends because they're concerned, but why are they concerned? If they saw their friends are bloodied and likely dead, I would think you would call the police first. But if they just couldn't get in their rooms or they weren't answering text messages, how do you still say, well, we have an unconscious person?
Well, like, what if the person walked up the stairs and looked around and saw legs or something on the ground? Like, there's bleeding, like attacked in the bedroom, falls on the ground, just sees somebody there, and then you're like, oh God, oh God. And then you realize that they just say they're passed out. Here's the thing. The only reason to question that is to think that they're involved somehow.
Well, no, but you have...
Because it's just sort of like it doesn't matter, right? I mean, it just is what it is. It's one of those things like, well, I wouldn't have done it that way, but unless...
Depending on people were there, though, Gray. Because could it have been somebody that they called over there? We don't know that, right?
So well, they're saying they cleared everybody that's in this document that we're reading.
That's true. They did clear everybody.
Well, they use it at this time, they say.
The narrative is so strange to me because of all the blood that you would assume, if that's really blood coming out of Xana and Ethan's bedroom down the wall, then there's blood everywhere. Unless the rooms were locked and they were just worried, oh, we can't get in. We know they're in there. We can't get in. Maybe somebody's unconscious. I don't know. What the police have told us thus far, it doesn't, in my own mind, doesn't calculate very well.
Yeah. I don't know. They just said that there was somebody passed out on the second floor. We'll just go ahead and keep reading through this. Where were you at?
I was at...
Probably the second one investigators have determined. Or
right after that's when you...
interrupted.
All right.
I wanted to show the map, though, because it lets everybody understand what you're looking at.
All right. Investigators have determined that Ethan Chapman and Xana Kernodle were seen at the Sigma Chi House on the University of Idaho campus at 735 Nez Pierce Drive at approximately 1:45 a.m. Ethan and Xana are believed to have returned to the residence at 1122 King Road. It was previously reported that Ethan resided at the home, but it has been determined that he was only visiting. Detectives believe that on November 12th, the two surviving roommates had also been out in the Moscow community separately, but returned home by 1 a.m. on November 13th. The two did not wake up until later that morning.
See how they just completely leave out everything? There's no way that... Well, they were out till 1 and they woke up late that morning. Like, you didn't say anything. There's no... They heard noises in the night and then they locked their doors. And then people would go, ooh, what noises? Hey, ooh. They're keeping whatever those two know close to... They're not going to tell anybody. Because they're surviving people that were in that house during the murders. Okay?
On November 13th, the surviving roommates summoned friends to the residence because they believed one of the second floor victims had passed out and was not waking up. At 11:58 a.m., a 911 call was requested for aid to an unconscious person. The call was made from one of the surviving roommates' cell phones inside the residence. Multiple people talked with the 911 dispatcher before Moscow police arrived at the location. Officers entered the residence and found 2 victims on the 2nd floor and 2 victims on the 3rd floor.
You know, it's weird as they changed that wording there. They did. Wait, hold on. Because they no, they didn't. On November 13th, the surviving roommates summoned friends of the residence because they believed one of the 2nd floor victims had passed out. See how specific that is?
Right.
That's the passing out part. I guess that's not what you're arguing. You're just arguing like, didn't they notice the blood? Why would they just say passed out? I mean, right. I don't know. Yeah, that's just...
That the 2nd floor victim had passed out and was not waking up. So they requested aid for an unconscious person.
So if they're not waking up, does that mean that they wiggled him?
Yeah. There were much blood. So multiple people talked with 911. Okay. If multiple people talked with 911, then multiple people either saw the victim or they were very concerned about the victim. If I'm in college and I share the house with 5 other people and one of them's passed out in their bedroom with the door locked, I don't need 3, 4, 5 other people to get on the phone with 911. I can say, this is really unlike Maddie. I'm trying to get in her room. I know she came home late.
Right, that's you, right? Like, that's a rational, like, but it's hard to say. Like, what if she looked up there and saw, like, the feet on the ground or something, called the name a few times, even went up and saw the blood and shook him, but he wouldn't wake up. He was passed out. Then she gets the friends over there, and she goes, oh, my God, he's passed out. It looks like there's some blood. Call 911. And then they call 911. Yeah, there's this guy that's passed out here. And they may have even said on the call, yeah, it looks like there's some blood. And here's what might be on the 911 call. That even before the 911 call, that these girls said, oh my God, there was a screaming and yelling last night. There was this and that and the other thing. And then the callers who got on the phone relayed a bunch of the information that the surviving roommates said to the 911 operator. And that's why we're not going to get to hear the 911 call, because there's extra investigative information on there.
Sure. Yeah. But where are you getting, I don't know if it's a fact because you've been following it so closely. Yeah. Did any roommate or any person say that the roommates heard noise and locked their doors?
Well, it was right at the beginning of the case where somebody was talked to the roommate. I don't remember where that is now, but said that they heard noises and locked the door. And see, that would make sense. Early on, that kind of stuff would be out there. They said, oh yeah, it was noisy at night, and they locked their doors, and that's why everybody was saying their doors were locked. That's why they weren't killed. Da 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 da. They do have keypad doors, and apparently, I learned on the show, somebody called in that to lock it, you have to shut it. You're outside the door, and then you type in the number, and it locks the door. Then when you come home, you type in the number, it unlocks it, you open it up. While you're inside, you just turn a little sort of latch, even though they're all keypad, which is every room has a keypad lock. That's crazy to me, but it is what it is. Makes sense, though.
There's parties and stuff, and you never know who's going to be there, so you just lock your room and.
And also, you can just change the number when you get new people renting instead of changing the whole lock and keys and everything, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, to me, the 911 call stuff isn't really. I just don't even.
I'm just saying, unless Xana and Ethan were in their rooms with the door locked, Maddie and Kaylee were in their rooms with the door locked, then I don't understand this story.
Yeah, if their doors are locked, then somebody had to have their keys, the numbers to get in. But somebody had a good point. What if they all had the same numbers? Like they're all 4 friends, and they go, hey, let's just all do the same. So if you need to get something out of my room, blah, blah, blah. Maybe. I mean, I think that is something that they would do. Like 2 friends at least might do that. But yeah, if they had locked their doors, then man, how did somebody get into those rooms? Unless it's somebody they knew and just knocked on the door and they were like, opened it up, and then boom, the person went nuts on it. So that's kind of freaky. Anyways, I'll read some more here. Where were you at? Detectives believe. Okay, detectives believe that on November 12th, the two surviving roommates had also been out, and we already said that part, right? Okay, they got home at 1 a.m. and they woke up in the late morning. On November 13th, the surviving roommates summoned friends. You read that part, right? Multiple people talked with 911 dispatcher. Da 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 da. Autopsies were conducted on November 17th. The Latah County coroner confirmed the identity of the murdered individuals and their cause and manner of death as homicide by stabbing. The coroner stated the 4 victims were likely asleep. Some had defensive wounds, and each was stabbed multiple times. So they think that they were asleep. So that's another interesting thing, meaning they were comfortable enough to just actually go to sleep. There wasn't something weird going on in the house, even though we know that Kaylee and Madison, Kaylee called her boyfriend, that's why I had him in on the theory, at 2:26, called him 6 times until 2:44. Then Madison takes over at 2:44, meaning that Kaylee believed that he was screening the phone calls. And so Madison calls at 2:44, calls 3 times until 2:52. Then Kaylee tries one more time at 2:52. Like, let me try one more time. And so that's almost 3 o'clock now. And they were killed between 3 and 4. I mean, that's just right after that texting, and the story is that he was sleeping, or maybe he just was playing hard to get and not actually answering. Like, don't always be at the beck and call, and so, I mean, that would make
sense. Then, I mean, they finished making the phone calls or whatever at 3, and they're killed between 3 and 4.
It's crazy.
So one of them clearly more intoxicated than the other.
Yeah, Madison.
But that's quick. Like, you're going to bed. Good night.
Yeah, like 2:52. I could imagine them going to bed at like be right around, like between 2:52 the last call, maybe 3:15. We don't know if they were asleep at 3, right?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Let's see. Detectives continue investigating what occurred from approximately 9 p.m. on November 12th to 1:45 a.m. November 13th, when Ethan Chapin and Xana Kernodle were believed to be at the Sigma Chi. How do they not know all of that by now, right? On the University of Idaho campus. Any interactions, contacts, direction and method of travel, or anything abnormal could add context to what occurred. See, and that's an interesting thing, because then it's like, did they lead somebody home that did this, or were they the actual target? And hence it's just crazy as hell, man. She had the defensive wounds, right? Xana did.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
Are you looking at this or something else?
I'm reading it. Yeah, I'm reading it while you're talking about it. And I'm just thinking behind.
Okay, detectives are seeking all outside surveillance video taken from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. on Sunday, November 13th, from businesses and residents within a geographical area listed below. And interestingly, the geographical area is like this. Yeah, it's down here. They don't seem to be that concerned, which is interesting, because to me that makes me believe that they think the killer maybe was, I don't know, it's hard to say, but like they think they went this direction, because why would you want all these cameras? Yeah. I mean, there's so many other ones. Why not just say anybody in the entire town, if you have any, but seriously, between 3 and 5 in the morning, just say that. Who the hell is driving around anyways? There's going to be very few cars at 3 and 5, even on a college campus. And so why not just any car, And
now, do you know at all if Moscow has traffic cameras? That thing there?
I would imagine on some light somewhere downtown or something, but apparently there's very few cameras right around in this area over here.
It's a college town. How are there not cameras everywhere?
I don't know. It's crazy.
Any sense? Goodness.
Yeah. Let me go back to this. Detectives are seeking all outside, yes, surveillance cameras. That's that boundary I just showed you. Detectives are also seeking additional tips and surveillance video of any unusual behavior on the night of November 12th. Now, in the body camera footage, while they're talking to those people, you may or may not be able to see a light at the house. Don't really know. Doesn't really matter. It's just sort of like maybe they turned it off to go to sleep. I mean, it's just one of those things that you're not going to be able to get enough information. And in the video, there's 5 guys that they go, oh, look at those guys who are running. No, there's 5 guys walking out of the apartment complex at normal pace across the street right in front of the cops. Do you think if you just got done murdering somebody with blood likely on you, you're going to walk right there? I mean, give me a break. Go ahead.
Right. No, agree. I saw that and was like.
But it sure does add content. You know, you can make videos on it.
You can.
Yeah.
You can. I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to be totally sensational starting January.
Oh man, we'll change the name to So Mean and Speculative Wacko. Something like that.
Hi, I want all the views, man.
Yeah, we can do this too every time you come on. Oh, did you hear that? It said stupid. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's my sound box. What is it? Spirit box.
Spirit box.
It's my. Hello, Gray Hughes. Come in, please. Hold it above your head.
Oh yeah. That'll work. That would work.
I'll put some cords around it and aluminum foil.
You ever hear that caller that calls in my show? That's just got. I mean, here I gotta have you listen to this. Hold on a second. It's crazy.
Is it about speculations?
No, it's she has this voice that I don't know how to explain it, but it's here. Let me know what you think. Hold on. I think it's right around
pretty good.
2 hours.
Yeah.
Listen.
It sounds, oh baby, I can't let it go. This feeling I should never know. So how long you gonna make me share? Yeah, I know. You really care. But I want you, need you, love you, greed you. I'm the
She's
best
reading a
thing that
poem.
you'll ever
She's
find.
reading a poem.
Nothing else to occupy my mind.
Well, see, the thing is, she always calls in like this, and that's just her voice, but it sounds like Marilyn and
I think.
Listen. Is it better now, the audio? Like, try to talk and stuff. Or not?
Because that's important to even straighten things out in your own mind. To be
I mean, you should see the chat. They're just like,
right
woo,
about it.
woo. You know.
And if they were to find any prints, would have to be like on top of blood. Or
Right.
in.
Anyways, her voice, I don't know how to explain it, but like then she read a poem that she wrote 10 years ago that sounded like the mind of the killer. The sad part is it's hard to even hear what she's talking about because she sounds like her voice is, yeah, I don't know. Sexy is probably the only word to use for it. It's just really, like people in the chat are just, it looks like a slot machine at 2 minutes. Like I have a 2-minute hold and it's like, brrr, oh, look at that. Oh, they're all talking about, it's wild.
Yeah. It sounds like she could operate a very successful business.
Yeah.
Start like 1-888.
Well, she said she was doing she did online dating like 10 years ago. And I said, I bet you there wasn't one date you didn't get after your phone call. I mean, there was no chance that you did. Right? There's no chance.
Paying me porn? What is this?
Yeah, there's no chance.
1-900, yeah. Back in the days, 1-900.
Let's see. At this time in the investigation, okay, so this is the rumor mill stuff. Investigators have looked extensively into information received about Kaylee having a stalker. They have pursued, you know, it's weird, they removed the part about how they found these people that followed her out of a bar, and they ruled that out. But apparently they removed that because I think after they go, no, that's not what they were talking about, Kaylee, when she mentioned a stalker. So I think they've removed that, and now they're more ambiguous again. They have pursued hundreds of pieces of information related to this topic, but have not verified or identified a stalker. Anyone with information about a potential stalker or unusual instances is asked to contact the tip line. At this time in the investigation, detectives do not believe the following are involved in the crime. The 2 surviving roommates. Check. Boom. Okay. Male in the grub truck surveillance video. The guy with the hoodie. So at this time, they don't believe, even though everybody's still going after that guy. Private party, the driver who took Kaylee and Madison home on November 13th. That's when they got home at 2:56. The male Kaylee and Madison called, that's the ex-boyfriend, numerous times during the early morning hours of November 13th, between 2:26 and 2:52. Any individuals at the residence when the 911 call or the individual on the lease, any individual at the residence when the 911 was called, or any of the, they left something off on the or there. But I guess it says the individual on the lease who moved out of the residence before the school year started and was not present at the time of the incident. So they've changed some wording. They were a little bit more direct about this guy. Now they're detectives do not believe the following are involved. Okay, so that's a lot stronger wording. It doesn't say at this time anymore. See, I kept questioning when they say at this time. It's kind of opens the door. All right. Additional information related to the investigation. Currently, no suspects are in custody and no weapon has been located. On the night of the incident, officers located a dog, the brown poodle.
Maddie's dog?
Yeah, well, it's Maddie and the ex-boyfriend's dog. Right? He's the one that actually has it now. They located it at the residence. The dog was unharmed, turned over to Animal Services, and later released to a responsible party. Local businesses were contacted to determine if a fixed blade knife had been recently purchased. Detectives seized the contents of 3 dumpsters on King Road. Oh, don't forget the glove that was found by our local YouTube sensation. Although now they're, kind of dissing. They're talking about those people. Now, detectives seized the contents of 3 dumpsters on King Road to locate possible evidence. Governor Brad Little directed $1 million in state emergency funds to the investigation. There's been 2,777 calls to the tip line, 265 emails to the tip line, 1,084 digital media submissions, 113 pieces of physical evidence collected and taken to ISP lab. Approximately 4,000 crime scene photographs taken. The key here is the next part that says multiple 3-dimension scans of the residence. I mean, that's such a cool technology. Right when the bodies are still on the ground, I think you come in there with these devices and then you capture what the scene looks like and you do it really thoroughly, so you have this great 3-dimensional model, and you can go back and look at the scene again even after you've moved the bodies out, cleaned it up, done all the stuff. You can go back and look at it.
Well, it says 1,084 digital media submissions.
Yeah, like people with phones and
people who were taking pictures that night or
even social media
stuff. Yeah. So they probably have to still go through some of that, but maybe there'll be something in there.
It says on November 29th, as part of the ongoing homicide investigation and original search warrant, detectives relocated 5 vehicles from within the police perimeter to a more secure long-term storage location. So 5 vehicles. So maybe one of the roommates didn't. No, there's only 5 living there, and Ethan lived over at, I think, Sigma Chi, right? Idaho State Police Forensic Service Crime Lab scientists have worked on this case for weeks and have provided testing and analysis results to detectives. As they complete additional tests, those results will also be provided. To protect the investigation's integrity, specific results will not be released. As detectives move forward with the homicide investigation, a private security company, I wonder if those are the guys with the beards. Did you see that on Ashley Banfield, those weirdos? I mean, they had their heads down. It was really strange.
Yeah.
It was really strange.
Oh,
Did you think that was odd?
Was very strange, but maybe they were told not to talk to anybody. I don't know.
Yeah, but like hide your face, and they had the beards and everything. It just seemed like they were almost like, you know what they look like? Special forces in, like, that go to war. I mean, they have the that's what they look like. They have the sort of the beard, so they can blend sort of in society over there. It was really strange. I'm not saying that's what it was. It was just, but now that they say a security company, who knows?
Well, there's that FBI guy or previous FBI guy, I don't know. And I really liked him, but now he's coming out against Kaylee's dad.
He's actually saying he's the killer, like a little bit.
Yeah, kind of.
That guy's,
a little bit.
if he's really saying that, he's an idiot. Okay, he's a dumb person at that point. Okay,
I mean,
why would he do that?
I don't know.
What would be the motive for his dad to go over?
This guy is kind of straightforward. I like him. Now he's like blaming Kaylee's dad, saying that he's never seen anybody who seems more like a murderer or something. I was like, that's not good. I don't think you should be saying that. But, yeah, the guy that the dad's alleging is sus. Isn't he like ex-FBI or special force, or I don't know what the hell he is, but he's been on a bunch of channels. He has his own channel. He's all over Twitter. Yeah. People are wanting to...
He has his own YouTube channel?
I believe he does, yeah. Or he's been on YouTube channels. I don't think he comes on his own YouTube channel much at all.
I don't know what to deal with. You know what's weird to me? It feels like almost every single one of the sort of cops or detectives that have a YouTube channel, there's a reason they're on YouTube. Okay? I really haven't seen any that I go, wow, this is awesome. This is something. They're always doing this really wild shit. Like this one guy is a profiler, and in the Debbie Collier case, he was quoted in Fox News as saying, "I think this is a serial killer," and me, a lowly YouTuber, said, "I think it's a suicide." Man, I should have been a profiler. You know what I mean? Like, I really should have been one. I mean, a serial killer? Really? Wow. Anyways, do you want to read some more of this?
Soured after our most famous friend. After that, I was like, yeah, I don't think I'll watch these anymore. I'm good.
No, but it's just pretty weird. It's strange how it's almost like they did it so long that their minds go too wild into these directions, or they kind of know what sells or something. Don't really know, but
all right.
How about let me just read that one last bullet point, and then you do rumor controls down. Okay, so it was detectives are aware of a 6th person listed on the lease at the residence. They have spoken to this individual and confirmed they moved out prior to the start of the school year and was not present at the time of the incidents. Detectives do not believe this person has any involvement in the murders. Boom. So they really cleared that hell out of that guy. That's the second. Okay, now rumor control. What do you got?
Got it. There has been extensive media interest regarding an incident at Taylor Avenue in Banfield on November 13th, 2022 at 3:01 a.m. This incident was an alcohol offense. Hey, you scrolled up. What are you doing?
Huh?
Go back down.
It is down. How far? You must be way behind on the show, right? It's just.
No.
What do you mean? What do you mean scroll down? I'm looking at it right here on the screen. What are you looking at? What are you looking at?
I'm about to jack you up, sir.
Hey, you guys can still see it, right? I don't know what she's talking about. What do you mean? It's still sitting there. It says rumor control at the top and then all the bullet points. What? There's something. What's it look like on your end? What do you see?
I'm at the bullet where it says we have not changed our belief.
Uh-huh.
Because you shrunk it. Never mind. Don't talk to me anymore.
You know what? She just realized it was her, not me. So, but she's not going to admit it. You know it. You know it. Go ahead.
Oh my God! Shut up. Anyway.
Oh man. But you're right. I'm a guy. I'll take the punishment. Go ahead.
So, the incident was an alcohol offense, which was addressed by the on-scene officer. The call is not related to the murder investigation. For further details regarding this incident, a Moscow Police Department public record request can be submitted referencing instance number, and then it has the incident number. We have not changed our belief that the murders were a targeted attack. However, investigators have not concluded if the target was the residents or its occupants. What does that mean?
I think it took me a while to figure that out, but I think what it means is the residents would be, it was a serial killer-like person. That they just go in there, and whoever was in there, they were going to kill, right? The other one would mean that they went in there to specifically kill somebody or all of those 4 people.
Gotcha. Okay. There have been media questions about September 12, 2022 incident regarding an argument between a group of people walking on the University of Idaho bike path and a cyclist. It was reported that during the confrontation, the cyclist displayed a folding knife. Both parties dispersed. There were no injuries. The cyclist turned himself into the police. The case was investigated and misdemeanor charges were referred to the Moscow City Attorney's Office. There is no connection between the individual involved in this incident and the current murder investigation. There have been media questions regarding a February 2022 death on Baker Street. The Latage County Coroner's Office has confirmed the death was due to an overdose. This case is not related to the ongoing murder investigation. There have been reports online of a red Mustang on South Deacon Street being processed as part of the murder investigation. This is not accurate. That vehicle is not connected to the incident. The identity of the 911 caller has not been released. There have been numerous media inquiries about a 1999 double stabbing in Pullman, Washington, and the 2021 double stabbing with 1 death in Salem, Oregon. That's as far as I can see right there.
Oh, okay. While these cases share similarities with the King Street homicides, there does not appear to be any evidence to support the cases are related. Detectives are aware of a Latah County Sheriff's Office incident of the report of a skinned dog, but do not believe there is any evidence to support it is related. Well, that doesn't mean it's not related. It means they couldn't find any evidence to support it. Contact Latah County Sheriff's Office for further details. Really? They shouldn't have put that. You know, it's like, man, now, wait, can you give me more detail? Why do we need to have more details? That was enough. Detectives are also aware of a Moscow police incident of the report of deceased animals left on a resident's property. This was determined to be wildlife activity and not related to the murders. Online reports of the victims being tied and gagged are not accurate. See how that's kind of just crazy crap that's out there? Anyways, that is it, you guys.
That's it.
That's the press release, anyways.
That's it. It's over.
So, yeah, no, it's really kind of frustrating. I think, you know, when you see videos out there, this part right here where this blue car is,
Yeah.
if you were parked right there, you can see right into Kaylee's room on the sliding glass door, and down below. I mean, you could really get a good vantage point, maybe even specifically more like right here, because especially this time of year when there's no leaves on the trees.
Yeah.
And then if you're,
True.
yeah, you want to see something creepy that I made?
What is it? Is it the walkthrough where it's dark?
No, I made a different one.
Oh, because you showed me that and it scared the hell out of me.
I may have made a different one. Let me see.
Go ahead. Let's see it.
Is it this one? So here's what I did. I attached the camera to an actual character that's moving in the scene. It's pretty creepy. Watch this. Like this is the stairs, and then you can see how he's walking up the stairs there. I have not done with it yet, but see, it's right there, and then it's going to go up these next. It's pretty creepy though, right? I mean,
Just don't let him kill. Don't let him.
yeah, I'm just going to have him kind of walk to the different areas and so forth.
This fucker. I know his visuals will make you crazy.
You know, somebody made a really cool Let's see, where is that?
The thing that was online, the 3D thing.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It was good, but somebody in the comments was like, "No, this one's better," and it was yours.
Oh, cool. Well, you know what's weird is it didn't seem. There's one part that didn't seem accurate, but I don't know if it's not or not. But I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, like, so these are the stairs going up right here. You know, and I mean, it looks very similar to mine. If I was gonna, you know, take off the, jeez, what's going on? Let me just remove this area here.
You're wicked smart, Gray.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know. Anyway, see, there's these stairs going up, and then a door, and then that door's indented, boom, and then that roommate. Well, you can see all of those in here. See, there's the bedroom of one of the roommates, and then look, that door's indented, then this door, and then that's the other roommate. So right above, like if you go inside this room here, and you look up, that's, I mean, Xana's bed is right there. Okay? There's almost no way this person didn't hear anything, right?
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah, so then you go back out here, and that's the other roommate. And above that would be the living room. So you might have heard somebody creaking and walking, but wouldn't make much difference there. And you go back. Let's go up the stairs now. We're at the top. So I knew this wasn't a real. Somebody actually modeled this too, so it's a pretty good model. But the outside isn't what's really outside, so I knew that. That couch does look like that they have. And so now those are the stairs that come up. And this room right here is Xana's room. And they have the bed almost exactly where I put mine. So, and right below that bed there is, let me go to outside. Look at the blood that you see outside is right here coming down.
Oh,
right
good Lord.
Area. So that's almost right exactly where it would be if they were killed on that bed and blood dripped off, you know, not around like their head area.
Right.
All right. Then so then you go back, you go out. This is on the second floor, 2A, right above the. Not sure why you can't get out of there. Let me. Yeah, back to here. And then this is where it's 2B because it drops down one little step there. See that? It's kind of just a really funky house. And then this weird shit here. This is the room where this roommate's not around. That's a bedroom there. This is the kitchen. So that's where I have it a minute ago. The person comes in right through the glass door there and then takes a right up these stairs. Let's see. Oh, this is more into the kitchen. Okay. So there's a sliding glass door. Now, one of the things that I don't have that they have this door here. It makes sense because the stairs go up, and that's a nice place to put that. But
like a or something.
Yeah, closet there, but I don't have that on the overhead map that's out there. Let me just show you see what you think. I think it might. Yeah, I think it's on the second. When I did that, Idaho 4. No, it's probably more on the 24th. The 24th. What's that?
Thank you, Mama She.
Hey, thanks, Mama She 13.
Auctioneer.
Oh yeah, everybody hit that like button, okay?
I'm fired out of it, 10,
hit that like button, 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 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Hit that. Oh, something just happened with the audio. Hold on a second. It's gonna switch.
30 now, 5.
There we go. So here's the second floor. That's the third floor. Just a second. Where is the... That's third. So second. Right. So see, this is a map that was provided by, I think, the property owner. And see how there's a pantry over here? This door
Yeah.
is to the right of the stairs, not under it. And the thing is the third floor has a closet right above it too, so it seems like that would make sense.
Yeah.
So in this case, they have goes right under. I don't know if that's accurate or not. I don't know if mine is accurate. So anyway, we come up these stairs, and then this bedroom here is Kaylee's room. Now we're on the third floor now. That's Kaylee's room. Let me see what happens. Yeah, so you go up these stairs right here. They're U-shaped stairs. They come up here. This is Kaylee's bedroom right here, and it's a really big bedroom. It has the sliding glass door again. But apparently they were in this room, which is Madison's room. And it's just the smallest freaking room in the history of mankind. I don't even know how you... Look at this, for example. How do you get a bed in this room? Where does it go? I mean, it doesn't even make sense. They had the same problem modeling it as I did. But I think the house actually goes out to the right more. I actually extended it out a foot or two more this direction. But so it's really a functional, easy to use. It makes it easy to understand. You can see they had some little errors there and shit, but other than that, it's pretty sweet. I'd love to have the model, then I could tweak it and whatever.
I think I found it in one of the groups, but it says who made it on there. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's on the walls when you're going past. It's in red.
I commented on here. Let me see. Hey, is there a way I could get this model? What do you mean the 3 isn't clear enough? Zillow and etc. have 360 views and...
Oh, they did the 360 view with Zillow.
No, they didn't. This isn't a real house here. This is a model here.
No, that's what I mean. They imported it into that program. It's something, whatever the hell it is.
Do your thing. It's kind of a rude idiot. What do you mean? The 360 isn't clear enough? Oh, hold on. Hold on a second. Yes,
yeah.
Clown, it's clear. I just want a 3D copy of it. That's how I have to respond to people like that.
Somebody block Fresh Start, please. Oh, I can do it myself. Thank you. Bye. I don't like that person.
Oh, yeah. She knows what she's doing too, Fresh Start. Okay, go do something else.
I just don't like that person. They're rude. I got emails about them. I was like, why are people telling me about this person? Then I went and found their comments. I'm like, oh, that's why. Get out.
I had one caller that called in last night, and they sounded like this. It went like this. And I said, hello? And finally, I just said, okay, bye. I just didn't have time. I wish I could have had your voice. Girl, bye, or whatever.
Right? Goodbye.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. So anyway, what are your thoughts on this thing?
I gotta go with my computer gray. I'm gonna lose
it's
my
okay.
mind.
What do you think of this? Go ahead. What's going on here?
That there was a stalker. I think that they don't have the information on it. I think Ethan or Xana woke up and saw one of them, which is why she has defensive wounds.
Mm-hmm.
That's also why they were able to see somebody on the second floor, because maybe they were killed just outside the room.
Right. Yep.
But I think they were after one of the girls upstairs. I don't think it was targeted against Xana and
Do you think
Ethan.
that Ethan heard something from what happened upstairs, and then when they were coming out? Because that's the main theory that I did, where you see a little person. That's kind of the one that everybody voted for.
Yeah, that's what I really think. I think there was some kind of stalker, or somebody was obsessed with one of those two girls, and Ethan or Xana, which is why she's got the defensive wounds on her, saw him, shocked him, and they ended up both killed.
Yeah. And let's see. And then the father, I think the father's been putting out accurate information. It's just stuff that the police didn't want put out there.
Exactly.
He believes his daughter was the target based on how he talks and how her wounds were different. And then the wounds were actually described as big, gaping, sort of almost rip-tearing type wounds, which is creepy. But it makes you think of the big, huge Rambo knife that was the K-bar knife that they actually mentioned at the beginning, not a small K-bar type knife. They have a whole different type, different sizes and whatnot. But anyways,
horrible thought. I mean, it's sad that he has to even come out and discuss any of this at this point. But
yeah, I mean, I totally support him and like his feelings and what he's doing. Because that's just what he wants to do, and he doesn't feel. Here's what I guarantee you: this: if law enforcement came out and was more open in the public on who they think is the type of person, who the killer is, likely a guy, and this kind of thing, but shared really good, detailed information with him behind the scenes as well, he wouldn't be coming out. Okay, and I think law enforcement, but also what's weird is like. He's a good example of why law enforcement sometimes don't do that. Because it's like they give him intimate details and he didn't think it was enough, so he shared some of those details. So I don't know. It's just I think they just have to live with the concept. I think family members should be kept in the loop, and especially after they've looked at them and realized they're not part of something, and share information with them. What do you think?
I don't think it's right not to do that because you're them guessing you. And what do they have to do other than get on the internet? And the sister there, she was finding the grub truck videos and all of this other stuff. That's what today's society looks like. You're going to get on, you're going to read things, you're going to look at everything, and then you're calling and harassing the police. I'm hearing this, I'm hearing that.
Right.
They just ears and said, here's what we know thus far, and that's all we can tell you. They could put a gag order on them as well if they wanted to, if it was that critical, but they haven't. So
yeah. Hey, if somebody's out there, hit that subscribe button. All right, it looks like we got a few today. Hey, let's see, what about like on Thursday? You want to do something like a Delphi one on Thursday?
Yes, I do have two things going on. One tomorrow with a mom, but that'll be just stuff on my channel. And then Thursday, I can probably schedule with her sometime in the evening. So yeah, I can do it Thursday.
Because what we could do is just go over that affidavit again, and I have it all mapped out. Did you ever see that video I made where it's an animated? It's the animated.
On Delphi.
Yeah, it's the animated probable cause document where it actually moves the pieces around on the map as it's explained, and it really makes sense that way.
No, I want to see that.
It's only 10 minutes long, so maybe we'll play it on the show or something.
All right. Thursday, 1:30.
Sounds good. Hey, but hey, how the hell have you been doing, by the way?
Good.
Yeah?
Raising.
It's been so long since I've seen you or done a show or anything. She doesn't ever answer her phone or anything,
Oh,
it's just...
river. I have two dogs. They're both puppies. It's a pain in the ass.
I'm going to sing some Carpenter songs to you. Don't you remember you told me you loved me? I get it. Oh, God, we're just going to... It's just...
But people really that we went to Vegas and had an affair.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I mean,
and I'm a Canadian now. So
hey, I even talked to Scott on the phone there. I was like, hey, Scott, man, I feel your pain, man. She just disappears. I mean, I've told this story before, but this is the truth here. You're just awesome. Walking together, chit-chatting about, hey, what do you think about that? And if you just glance the wrong direction for literally 3 seconds, she is gone, man. You turn your head and she just took off. Not a word again. And the one way you can find her, she's streaming live somewhere. Just And then like 2 hours later, hey, what are you doing? What? I was still in the middle of a sentence when you took off the first time.
So crazy. I was down finding Tupac's memorial. I was getting coffee.
Yeah.
I was getting massage one day.
It was really cool when like you were talking me into getting there. What a nightmare that was driving to CrimeCon though. Oh my God. God, all the stuff going on. It was during Super Bowl. What a dumb weekend to pick, by the way.
It's going to be what? Florida this year, right?
Yeah, it's in Florida, like in November or something. Pretty late. But anyways.
Who let me know. Thank you for this. Fresh Start was harassing me about you. I wanted to say it's Gray's rendition of accurate. This person must know the layout. So somebody had emailed me about this Fresh Start person. They're very strange.
Mm-hmm.
They're blocked, and I think they're blocked on my channel too. But thank you, Leona. I don't know. They've become quite obsessive lately. Maybe they can come. They want to meet us.
Yeah. Well, anyway, you got to get your computer fixes. I don't know what your phone, the software that is on the Zoom phone. If I say anything, it completely cuts you out. Like we can't talk at the same time at all. You know, like I don't mind that because then I can hear that you're trying to say something. Now I have to look at your face going, and then I quit talking. Yeah. Anyways, all right. Well, it was great seeing you again. We'll see you Thursday. We'll do a Delphi one, go over the probable cause, and get the thoughts on it. You know, because when you see it, you can really see, like, okay, they got this guy boxed in, but is it enough, you know, at this point for a jury? You know, who knows, right? So,
I hope.
Yeah. All right, you guys. Well, thank you to who did the. Let's see. Do we have any? We had couple super chats. Let's see. We had Mama She 13, Leona Moore, and Leona Moore. And if you want to become a channel member, become a channel member. We're gonna try to pick up this the pace on here again. I think there was another super chat to be. Oh yeah, from Plato earlier. I can see that. So, all right.
We definitely need to be sensationalistic. I'm going to send you a screenshot of something. You're going to be like, what? Anyway.
Okay. I'll check it out in a minute. All right, you guys. Thank you for being here. We'll see you next time, and be safe out there. And
I love you so much.
Okay. I think this is the one. And remember, don't speak during this one. Isn't that the coolest intro you guys have ever seen? Be safe out there.